Back here on SportsLine, a couple baseball updates for you. Vanderbilt back going against Tennessee Tech. They're through 3 with no score at Rainey Hawkins Field. They're going to get this game done on that artificial turf. And the Sounds say they're ready to play ball. Going to try and throw out the first pitch here in a couple minutes, which would be about 2 hours late from when they were supposed to. But on opening night, you want to get it in. You want to give the fans some baseball. And it looks like the Sounds will do just that tonight before the night is done. 737-7767 is the number if you'd like to get in on the program tonight. We just heard from Roman Josi, who had a great year. Speaking of having a great year, how about Ryan Ellis? Predators defenseman really came into his own this year. Career high 15 goals. He's been great defensively for this team as well. Actually got added into the leadership group as an assistant captain during the course of the season. So that should tell you something about his performance both on and off the ice. That Peter Laviolette was willing to make that call in the middle of the year. Just been a phenomenal season. And Ellis will try to continue his great play in the postseason against the Blackhawks. Game 1 Thursday night. The countdown is on, and we chatted with the Preds defenseman today after practice. As it approaches here, how exciting is the feeling as you get set to one more practice and then go time?
Yeah, it's very exciting. The last couple of years we've had some pretty exciting playoff series, and I mean, we expect another exciting one. It's going to be obviously a huge challenge, or a great hockey club, and we're going to have to be on our game.
You guys are compared to 2 years ago, how is this team different than the one that went up there?
I don't know how much different it is. I think with the playoff experience that we've gained, not only versus them 2 years ago, but the last year's 2 playoff series, hopefully in the long run it'll pay off for us. We got a taste of winning last year, and then obviously another heartbreaking in Game 7, but we're excited. We're obviously a couple years older, a couple more games in the league, and we're all excited to get up there and get this thing started.
In any playoff series, how important is that setup? First 2 games, Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, every game's important. You need to win 4, and you have 7 chances to do it. So you have to play each game like it's the most important game of the year, and then after that, the next game is. So we're excited to, like I said, get up there and start this thing off.
There's no secret they're explosive in terms of the ability to score goals. They scored a bunch against you guys this year in the regular season. But your deep force probably as healthy now as it's been. Do you look forward to having a healthy group back there going into the series?
Yeah, I mean, this late in the year, you're very rarely you're going to find a team that all their guys are 100%, but it's nice to have everyone in the lineup. Hopefully that we can stay healthy and keep that going, but lineups change. We never know who's in, who's out, what's going on. So with whatever hand we're dealt, we're going to have to be our best.
Peter just mentioned, in that series 2 years ago, you guys led for all but like 46 minutes of the series. How hard is it to close them out? Blackhawks?
Yeah, any team. I mean, yeah, San Jose last year, how hard was it to close us out? Obviously, it went to 7 games, and they got the better of us in that game, and same in Anaheim. I mean, they had chances. We were up in a lot of that, like you said, a lot of that Chicago series 2 years ago, and couldn't quite seal the deal. But anytime, I mean, it's win or go home, and no one wants to go home at this point of the year. You work this hard, 82 games, and over 8 months, you work this hard to get the chance to keep playing for another couple weeks and couple months, and no one wants it to end. So you get only a certain number of games to leave your mark.
I know you're partial to Bridgestone Arena, but what's it like to play at United Center during the playoffs?
Yeah, it's exciting. Any rink in the playoffs is exciting. It's a different atmosphere. There's a different hype, a different buzz around every stadium, and obviously we love playing at home, and especially in the playoffs, our fans are amazing. But the United Center, it's loud. It's a good atmosphere as well, and we're gonna have to be at our best in the series.
Ryan Ellis talking about the Predators' trip to Chicago this weekend, part of a formidable defense pairing for the Predators. Roman Josi, Ryan Ellis getting this team ready. And again, this defense is going to be critical. The Predators lost 4 of the 5 games against the Blackhawks during the regular season. When you hear them talk about it, they feel like they actually played pretty well in most of those games, just didn't make a play or two. But the other problem was the Blackhawks scored, and scored a lot. In 3 of those 4 wins, they put up 5 goals. And you're not going to win many hockey games, especially hockey games in the playoffs, if you're allowing 5 goals. So this defense has to be better in the playoffs than it was during that time. Again, injuries played a big part of that. It wasn't often that you had the full defense pairing out there for the Preds. They should have that now. They should be fully healthy and ready to go on that defense pairing. Yannick Weber, a bit of a question mark in terms of how healthy he is. But in terms of the main cogs, Subban missed time. Josi missed a lot of time. Ellis missed a few games in there. There was very little time in which they had all of those guys at the top out there and playing. And even Matthias Ekholm, who's been paired up with PK Subban a lot of the year, I think he's had some growing pains early on in getting adjusted to Subban, especially when Subban wasn't in the lineup. And he didn't play very well for the first half of the year. He's played better in the second half, especially defensively. Now you get all those guys going in the right direction. The Preds feel like they're better situated to tackle those really explosive lines for the Blackhawks now in this series. PK Subban, of course, has played in a bunch of playoff games throughout the course of his career. A 2013 Norris Trophy winner as the best defenseman in the NHL. Certainly an all-star once again this year for the Preds, one of the most popular guys in all of the sport. He's excited about his first opportunity to dress up in a Preds sweater and go into a playoff game. Says it shouldn't be much different than what he's experienced before, but he is looking forward to going into the United Center and understands the challenge in front of the Preds against the Stanley Cup favorite Chicago Blackhawks.
Just how exciting is this? You know, half the league's packing up today. You guys are still playing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, obviously, it's a privilege to be in the playoffs, but at the same time, we earned it. We earned the right to play for the Cup, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
You guys obviously very familiar with the Blackhawks within the division and from a couple of years ago. Anxious for another crack at them?
For sure. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, last time they got the better out of us, but yeah, this season series has been a lot of exciting games too, and yeah, can't expect anything else.
You were a pretty young guy then. A bunch of other guys in here were very young, maybe first playoff experience at that point. How different is this team this time around against them?
I mean, obviously, a lot of the same piece are still here. Some guys left, some guys came in, but at the same time, it's a close group. They've been together for a bunch of years, and obviously that was our first run. Last year was a good run too, but I mean, we gained a lot of experience from those 2 runs, and it's going to be fun to make it another one.
I'm sure you believe that you're going to win this series. What makes you believe that?
Well, it's just the team that we have. I mean, the group we have. We've been battling through a lot of things this year, and obviously we made it to the playoffs. That's the first goal, and now we're in. We want to play for the Cup, and we have the chance to do that. And I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to go to war with any other guys than these.
Do you feel like an underdog in this series in any way?
I mean, it's a Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, we've seen number 1 seed win the whole way, and we see number 8 seed go the whole way too. So I don't think any team is favorite over anyone really. So it's going to be a tight matchup, that's for sure.
What's this thing going to boil down to?
I mean, I guess the boring stuff was taking care of the puck best, I guess, and not turning it over. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of emotions. The fans are obviously the Blackhawks are not the favorite team for the fans either. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think you may have answered this already, but what do you remember about that series from 2 years ago here?
I mean, it was a tough matchup. Obviously, yeah, we didn't come out the way we wanted, but I think we did a lot of good stuff. And yeah, for a lot of our guys, it was the first time in the playoffs, including me, and yeah, just an awesome experience, and hopefully we can get the long straw this one.
What did you learn from that experience?
Just what it takes to play in the playoffs. I mean, you played 82 and a little more than that in the regular season games before you actually made your first playoff game. And I think that was just the first period in the first game. It was a totally different level, I guess, and yeah, it was exciting. It was a lot of fun.
Like I said, you can compete for the Stanley Cup. So last year was tough, but last year's last year, and this year we're in the postseason. So it's going to be a great opportunity for this hockey club.
Does that ramp up your personal excitement even more, getting back, and not only getting back, but with this new group and seeing what this team can do in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yeah, I think we know what we're capable of doing. At the end of the day, it's, we started off where there's a lot of teams competing to be in the playoffs just for the right to play for the cup, the privilege, and we're one of those teams. So that's a huge honor in itself. But you know, for us going into this series, we know our opponent, we know who's on the other team, and that's a team that's won 3 Stanley Cups in the past 7 years. So, you know, how you prepare for this is you got to understand who your opponent is, and we do. So it's going to take our best to come out on top of the series. We understand that.
You know, we talked a lot this season about your eventful personal season, fighting through injury, which is not something that you're used to doing, getting acclimated, having to almost start from scratch when you were coming back. It seems over the last several weeks you look like the player that you want to be on the ice. How has that felt for you?
Well, I always think that I can be better, you know, so I'm never really comfortable, you know, when I'm on the ice. I always think of the next game as an opportunity to get even better, and I think this is another opportunity, you know, against a very good hockey club in the playoffs to step up and play well and do what my team needs me to do. And I think that the consensus in this dressing room is that we're doing everything we can to prepare the best we can to play a great hockey club.
To face a team of this caliber right out of the gate of the playoffs, what does that mean you have to do?
Oh, well, I mean, the playoffs, yeah, I've been lucky enough, I think it's 50 or 55 games I think I've played, and you know, in some pretty special buildings and in special conditions, and I'm sure I've never played a game at the United Center in the playoffs, and I got to lean on some of my teammates for what that's like, but I expect it to be everything that everybody thinks it's going to be, with a lot of attention, and Chicago with the history of the team and original 6 team, and you know, it's going to be special. But like I said, yeah, there's some great hockey players on that team, guys that are going to be Hall of Famers, and you know, for our hockey club, like I said, it's a great challenge.
You never played a playoff game with these guys in this uniform either. How different will that be for you on Thursday?
It won't be different because there's these guys. I'd go to war with these guys any day. I've seen it all season. I've seen the way we've battled through adversity, and we're a good hockey club, and we believe in each other, and we have each other's backs, and I'm comfortable going into war with guys like that.
PK, you talk about the Blackhawks' history of winning the Stanley Cup, the fact they're the #1 seed. Do you all feel like underdogs heading into this series?
We're not going to play that game. I mean, you know, and it's not even about teeing up the other team or saying that we're the underdogs. I just think it's, at the end of the day, it's the game's just got to be played on the ice, and what will happen will happen. But, you know, it's not going to be decided in game 1, and it's not going to be decided in game 2. So the series, you know, it's a long series, and there's a lot of hockey left to be played. There's ups and downs, and we just have to be prepared for it all. And we have a great leadership group in here that's done a great job all year. So I think for us, it's just our mindset going in to Chicago, and I think we have the right mindset.
Your playoff experience, as you mentioned, you got a good bit of it. Can that help some of these guys maybe who haven't been?
I mean, at the end of the day, if guys ask me questions that have never played or have only played a handful, and I'm sure I can answer some. But I mean, I've been privileged to have a couple decent runs in the playoffs in my career. You know, so I've been in some big games, and if guys want to ask me questions about how to prepare or what I do to prepare, and I'm sure I can answer those. But we got a lot of guys in this room with playoff experience, so you know, if I was in that position where I was a young guy going into it, I wouldn't ask anything. I just go into it and just take it all in stride and soak it up, because you know it's almost like every time you play in the playoffs, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that you're getting to play for the cup, and you just got to enjoy every moment of it.